So the spring budget has just been announced. What does it mean to us as property investors? Obviously, as we know, going back a couple of years now, interest rates have been rising for quite a while. Therefore, some people backing out of the market, even though that's when the opportunity is. Every time there's a budget, we're after it and we're eyes on it, looking for the good news. Do we ever get any? Probably not. So we're literally hours after the budget. So, it's interesting to see what happens over the coming days and how the press react to it often sort of filters how people therefore react to it. But what we know straight off the bat was capital gains tax moved from 28% to 24%. So what that means is you're going to be taxed less. This probably means that some people will be going, right, okay, maybe it's a good time to sell. You've been thinking about selling certain parts of the portfolio. So we might see some more property on the market through that tax saving over time. Will the decrease in capital gains tax mean that there's just a hell of a lot more property on the market, therefore sort of altering the supply and demand metric? Honestly, I don't think so. But if you are thinking about selling the odd property, then you're 4% better off than you were yesterday. Okay, the other noticeable thing was probably this new incentive around an extra £5,000 tax-free to invest into these new British ISAs. They want people to invest money back into UK assets. This isn't your assets. You don't own these things. It's just a little bit more tax-free money into an ISA. I suppose if you're in the position where you're saving to buy your own assets, then this might benefit you in the short term. Another note was it was said that there was scrapping stamp duty relief for people buying more than one dwelling. Well, obviously we know as investors, we're paying a higher stamp duty rate than a residential buyer buying your own home. So I must admit, I'm a little confused by that. I'm assuming, and can only assume, that they're talking about multiple dwelling relief. So when you're buying, say, I don't know, a block of 6 apartments, you can get multiple dwelling relief on the stamp duty of that purchase. So is it that that's being scrapped? I probably need a little bit more clarity, but that will be a bit of a downer for us if you're trying to scale your portfolio and you're buying multiple dwellings. Maybe in a portfolio you can get stamp duty relief, or as I said, in a block of apartments. I've got to be honest, kind of getting used to the government chipping away at any loophole of being able to do better through property. So, plough on. Summarising then on GDP, gross domestic product, it's said to be going up 0.8% this year. So the market, like if you take the UK as a market, as a business, it's going up. We're increasing, shall we say. And then there's a lot of speculation between, they changed the prediction sort of on every budget. I think last time they talked about GDP going up by 2% by 2027, but now it's only going to be 1.8%, and speculation around whether it will be at 1.7% by 2027. I mean, in all honesty, I feel like we're splitting hairs over something that really doesn't matter to any of us. Okay, so for big news on property, it's really only lending that affects the housing market, in my opinion, especially in the UK, where we're on a small island, not enough property, we never build enough property, and there's a lot of people that want to buy property and invest in property. So supply-demand metric is always working with us that own property and capitally appreciating over time. But we have to wait until the 21st of March for the next MPC, Monetary Policy Committee meeting, to find out what they're doing with the base rate. And I think that's where the really juicy news will come in, and the effect of that, whether it goes up, I don't think so, whether it slides down, maybe, will have an effect on the confidence in the marketplace again. That's a quick wrap up. Now, you may have picked up in the ridiculous sarcasm in my voice at points during this session that, in all honesty, I kind of just see this as an absolute sideshow. The really successful people that I know are not waiting on the news from a bunch of in the House of Parliament to tell them how to live their lives. They're taking control, they're taking responsibility, they're going out there and they're making success for themselves. That's certainly the bracket that I sit in. But, it's nice to know what's going on. Hopefully, if you get anything from this at all, it's just simply that. Look, they set the rules of the game. You decide if you want to go win. Go get it.